players seem to have bad nights when they succeed at home. What do you think might be an explanation?
Well, I think that's an age-old tradition. A lot of guys are, say, role players, guys coming off bench usually play better at home than they do on the road. It's kind of been the history of the game, Doug. You know, and some players play better on the road. So I don't know if it's something that's a phenomenon. And I've seen some teams play better on the road. So I think our guys have done better on the road, just as good on the road as they have at home. But this is a hostile gym, just like our last one, Milwaukee. I think the first night will be, we got to fight through that, fight through the loudness and the excitement of the crowd, and play through it. And sometimes the us against the world mentality motivates you, and I like that about our team.
You do see some star players sort of shine on the road because they like that quieting the home crowd kind of feeling.
No question, and that's what I'm saying. It kind of gets you and galvanizes the team, brings the team together. They feel closer together, us against all the 18,000 people, however many people's here. So it's good and bad. But in playoff basketball, you've got to be able to fight through that and win on the road.
I mean, DeMar just said last year in Game 1, he said the Cavs ambushed him because of that. Do you think maybe that last year's experience, plus even Milwaukee this year, is better equipped now to handle this?
Well, we got to be ready. Out of the gates, we got to be ready to go, whatever they throw at us. And traditionally, Cleveland's been a good first quarter team. We got to expect that. We got to also, too, have fresh in our mind what Milwaukee did to us at Milwaukee. You know, before we knew it, the crowd was all into it, jumping up and down, and here comes Milwaukee running us. So we've got to be mentally and physically ready at 7 o'clock, not 7:15 and 7:20. At 7 o'clock, we've got to be in high gear because this team is high octane in the first quarter. They've done it traditionally through the playoffs, through regular season. That's their personality.
To combat that sort of environment, would you ever go into a game like this with more scripted plays to start, or does it just?
No, I don't. No, I think you got to just have your motor ready. Yeah. You know, run the floor hard, cut hard. Everything's got to be done with a physical mentality, instead of, you know, kind of tiptoeing around, feeling your way through the first quarter, getting loose. You don't have time to do that.
Have you seen signs from Kyle that he's kind of shaking off all the rust and found his rhythm yet?
Again, you miss a month. I mean, how long he missed. It takes a little while to get his rhythm back, and I think he's getting it back. I've seen stretches of it from him, and you know, but it does take a while to get your feel, especially your shooting back if you're out that long.
Is there anything about this matchup you think suits him a little better than what he faced against Cleveland or against Milwaukee?
Well, they don't have the length at the point guard position as Cleveland, as Milwaukee did. Cleveland's more of an athletic, you know, more physical stature type team, more so than length. So that would be the major difference. But you know, everybody talks about Cleveland's defense, but I still see their ability to turn it on when they have to, and they're a championship team, and we've got to be ready for that physicality, the traps, the switches, or whatever they throw at us.
I mean, fair to say, though, you know, you're not going to try and knock off a team as good as this. You'll need your guys to play close to peak.
No question. We got to bring our A game, and that, you know, that was true in the Milwaukee series, Michael, and more so in this series because you're playing against the champions. They're champions for a reason. You don't forget how to play the way they play, but we got to come out in the first quarter with the disposition and a mentality that, okay, we're ready to go. We can't wait and feel the game out.
LeBron was obviously tough enough last year when he was shooting 30% for three. I think he's up to 36 or 37 during the regular season. Does that change anything as
no, he's still one of the best player in our league, I think. You know, they talk about MVPs there. To me, he's the MVP. You know, the most valuable player in our league, and you know, other guys are very, you know, outstanding players. But for what he brings to the table, you just can't say, oh, his numbers are down here. He's giving it to you somewhere else. Whether it's his passing, his defensive knowledge, his overall moxie, he's bringing a lot to the table.
I mean, we've talked so much about the roster arguably being better for you on paper, but mentally, how is this team better than last year and better equipped?
Well, you have Serge, who's been to the NBA Finals. You have Tuck, who's a mentally tough man. and who's played in big games overseas, and but he's been through the ringer. He's a tough guy, period. And so our toughness level has gone up. So that shouldn't be a factor. You know, when we're engaged, we're locked in and ready to go. The physical factor, we're not going to back down from. So that is the difference with our team this year and last year.
And the core guys just maturing from last year.
And the core guys, DeMar and Kyle, have seen everything. They've seen every trap. They've seen every switch. They've seen every blitz and the pin downs that you can throw at them. And every year, DeMar has gotten better and better and better at attacking it. Well, we have 28 assists in one game when they were doing it to us. So they've adjusted to that style of play.
Would you like? I mean, DeMar had a really good serious stuff on rebounding. Would you like to see him like pull the bar and go?
No question, and take it on down himself. That is one of the best. That way Kyle can get out, who's one of our better three-point shooters. It spreads the floor. DeMar has a good feel of where everybody is as far as passing the basketball, so that we'd like that. And again, we want to make sure we have pace in this game. We don't want to walk it down, grind it out type game. We want the tempo to be up, makes or miss. We got to get the ball out of the net and go.